We've already explored all of those planets. Euphrates II is not explored. Scan required. Sure. Let's help out with this space battle before we go. I mean, it's not showing a space battle. Lord Captain, our augurs have detected an active combat operation in the orbit of and on the surface of Euphrates II. We tried to contact the explorators on the flagship of the Cognizance fleet, coordinating the siege, but received a strongly worded demand not to interfere under threat of armed retaliation. Please just give me details on the combatants. The world is besieged by a squadron of the Cognizance fleet, supported by a joint armada of vessels from across the entire expanse. Among the latter, we are registering vessels recruited by the Lord Inquisitor to defend the sector. They are opposed by the Final Dawn scum, led by the blasphemous traitors from the ranks of the Word Bearers. What is so important about Euphrates II that is worth fighting for? The Sacred Forge world had always been closed off to the lay people. I believe that it was only at the threat of having it utterly corrupted by the ruinous powers that the explorators had begrudgingly accepted their profane allies setting foot in their blessed world. Who's winning? We're detecting parity between the forces as both parties employ conservative strategies with the aim of gradually achieving positional superiority. Tactical prognosis suggests that this impasse will persist for a while longer. Why are they refusing our aid? Their reaction is the result of reasonable weariness, Your Lordship. The agent network of the Cult of the Final Dawn spans entire worlds and has proven its effectiveness time and again. I presume the tech priests are afraid of letting a treacherous vessel into their combat ranks. So our only choice is let us not interfere, we are leaving. Huh. Well, can we scan your planet? No? Seems like we can't do anything for the moment. Maybe once we're finally able to talk to the Inquisitor, we'll be able to come back and help out with that fight. Or we've already finished it. Okay. Have fun, you guys. Frozen Prince. Within rumor proximity of Emperor's Miracle in the Cineris Maleficum. According to pilgrims on footfall, one world near a cold star in the Cineris Maleficum reached such spiritual heights that the Emperor raised up all its people to join him in his halls. That seems odd. Mysterious sickness. Let's head in and see this miracle of the Emperor. Already explored, already explored, already explored, already explored. Well, this one has a point of interest, so I guess let's check it out. We could extract the Promethium. I don't think we have a strong need. Though I do still have plenty of extractiums that I could use. Let's head down to the ice world. Sure, the crew's working well for me, so I don't see a need to change it up. Shard of the Holy World.
Something of interest.
Alright, let's medicate you.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
By the nature of the injuries, it is clear that the head of this man was literally wrenched off, unscrewed from the body. Gross. Alright, Pascal, let's walk you around this way.
Locomotives
So that
are
you can
fully
then disarm this trap. Nothing to explore that way. Oh,
is a reward.
apparently there was another trap
Integrity factor increased.
that we missed. Good to know. Lasgun batteries are depleted. These people fought to the last breath. Chaos Marine. Hello, friend. Probably not, friend. Can I walk this way? I can.
Victory awaits.
Yes, so we could go down this way. And then come up to the side, or we could just go forward, where there are likely more traps. Let's go down this way.
Watch your steps.
Please don't blow yourself up.
A trivial task.
Turn around and walk that way. I'd rather come up behind you.
Follow my lead.
Oh dear, what are you? Ferocious Helbrute. Well, we're probably going to fight both of them at the same time.
Take a knee and
Yep,
bow
that's fine.
before me.
The disgrace of monarchia.
1200 health. 635. Not terribly worried about you. Various weak cultists. Yeah, the cultists are all pathetic. Another Chaos Marine down here. Fantastic. Good, 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 good. Cassia, you go there. Irliet is hiding there, which seems fine. I don't know. Not really any more cover. Be tucked back here. Ulfar. Send you over here to fight with the Chaos Marine that has like 3 times the health you do. I'm sure that'll turn out well. Pascal, go into cover, but I'm gonna expect you to help out here. And Abelard, you get to tank this Marine. Yeah. So Chaos Marine, the Helbrute, Chaos Marine. That's our turn order before we get to Ignatius. Yikes. Alright, Cassia.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Let's get all the bonuses we can. This is gonna be
Nothing
something
I
else.
can't do.
I don't suppose there's any way I could... Well, I can't Melta this turn. But if I could Melta through here, somehow hit both the Marine and the Ferocious Helbrute, that would feel pretty good.
Suits my purposes.
I mean, that's a bit of damage. That's so little compared to his health. But we're gonna have to just blast him down. And starting to take out his armor, which is what this ability's for, wouldn't be bad.
Nothing I can't do.
So that's something. Alright, is there anything you can do to really help out here? I mean, not really. If she stepped out of cover, she could potentially hit multiple people with her third eye. With a little help that would give. Point of curiosity feels like it would be pretty powerful, but she'd have to be like way up here to get that many of them. But it would hit a ton of enemies.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
I'm gonna do it. As dangerous as it is. Does Third Eye not quite reach up there? That is a shame. Well, we could... No, we can't regroup them again. Immolate the soul on you. I mean, this still hits some of them, including it. It doesn't hit any of our allies.
Me? I have duty demands.
And attack him. Obviously didn't get us up
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
there, so we have to kind of force it. That'll give Ignatius a
I'll
turn.
show you why navigators are feared.
If I went here, any chance that I can hit both of you? Currently, no. If I was standing closer, which is definitely not what I want, then yes. And it doesn't hit any of my allies.
Already done.
Melta the two of you. And then do it again. Nope, don't hit Pascal, please.
Nothing I can't.
Alright, Space Marines down.
To the true gods.
And the Ferocious Helbrute is almost gone. That'll likely do it.
Not a problem for me.
You need to frighten me.
You didn't get caught in a blast, did you? No, but your cover's gone. Not ideal. Alright, I can't see you, sadly. So I guess let's start taking on these guys that I can reach. Which is not many.
Nothing I can't kill.
Can I get run and gun back? I can. Good stuff.
All too easy.
I doubt from there I'll be able to see many. No, I can see all of you. Perfect. And I can see you. Can I? Well, how about that? Let's focus down the Chaos Marine then. With my limited actions remaining.
Suits my purposes.
There we go. Not quite dead, sadly. We'll use Steady Superiority to get another attack. And we'll use that for a Melta. It's not showing that I can hit him. Is he too far out of... Must be too far out of range for a Melta. Because it's not showing on his health bar. Versus this, which does.
Already done. Approaching me.
Okay. Chaos Marine down. Okay, we're back to high momentum already. Perfect. And we've just got a handful of cultists left. 2 Space Marines and that enemy gone first turn. Always great. Back to Cassie's turn. On to Irliet. How many of them can you target? These 2. You can't see most of them. Nope, don't hit random buttons. From there you can see basically everyone. Not that you have enough shots to shoot all of them.
Swift and silent.
One down. We'll grab some of our
Tedium is beneath
extra bonuses and then shoot another one. You're full health, so we'll shoot you. And you technically still have another action, but there's not really anything I can do with it. So, if you somehow survive, we'll take a free shot on you.
Monkey.
Oh, there was another Chaos Marine. Where did you come from? Oh well, you'll die soon enough. Ha! It's Ignatius' turn. Fantastic. Melta. And Melta. You live. Ignite.
Suits my purposes.
Thank you. Not even sure where that other Marine came from, but he's gone now.
All too easy. Suits my purposes. Already done.
Got just cultists left. Can I get an angle? Do I think they'll hit both of them?
My
Yes.
tactics are flawless.
Got one cultist left somewhere. Way down here. Well, you managed to stay out of my line of sight, so you get to live a little bit longer. I would run if I were you. You didn't run. And well, now you get to die. Because Pascal can make it all the way over to you. Yeah. Good luck.
You are more akin to a wild beast than a member of your species.
Be silent. If you continue your vile and insolent speech, you may truly set eyes on a beast.
Bodies of the defenders seem to have exploded from within. Gross. I'm not seeing any more traps here. Bodies are dressed in rags and armed with faulty weapons. You notice many handmade aquillas and other symbols of faith. Okay, guess there weren't any traps there. Running all the way across is one easy way to find out.
I noticed something.
Abelard, you're gonna die. Managed to stop just in time.
I have learned much in my exile.
A new challenge for me.
Lots of goods to grab. That's always nice. $95.
Successful.
Officer's med kit. Good. The pulpit is almost intact. It was no doubt fiercely defended. Nearby lies the body of a preacher. It was from here that he recited his last prayer.
It's about time.
The bodies of the defenders were... I will read that later. Tearing Vengeance. It's a one-handed power axe. 10 bleeding damage, up to 40 damage, 40% armor penetration. This power axe deals an additional 10 damage the first attack each round against a bleeding target. Restores 1 AP to the wielder. Wielder suffers 6 damage every turn. Oh, the 6 damage every turn is not good. Due to decay, each time the wearer uses a major psychic power, all enemies in their line of sight lose 30% of their deflection until the start of the wearer's next turn. What? It doesn't say that it stacks, so I assume it doesn't. Otherwise, 4 attacks in a turn, and for the rest of that turn, all enemies have no deflection. I've lost 120% of their deflection. Bodies of the defenders were clearly being prepared for some hideous ritual.
None shall stand in my way.
No loot on the Chaos Space Marines. It's a shame. Yep, there is a path here that leads to some goods. Rampage and a multi-key? Sure. And that's everything? That's everything. Alright, let's head back. I suppose I should equip those boots while I'm thinking about it. Oh, I'm not even wearing boots. So yeah, that is just an upgrade. And another rumor taken care of. So we've got rumor up there, and then a bunch down this way. From where we are, if I traveled back here, I could then jump all the way to here. Yeah, we've got to head back. Sorry about that. We gotta head back this way anyway, because that's our only safe path. Oh, we've got to chart new routes here. Are there new routes from here? No. Okay. So yeah, we've got to come back this way or force a new route. Yeah, monsters. Order that the monsters be banished with faith and prayer. The Koronus colony event requires the Lord Captain's attention. Okay. We will head back there soon enough. Lord Captain, I humbly request an audience with you. Proctor Anthar is interfering with the crew and is demanding to see all the archival records of fugitive criminals we have ever received from the Imperial Navy. The matter is urgent. If you please, Lord Captain. Why not just grant him access to the records? I'll meet with both of you immediately. Have other matters to attend to? Why not just grant him access to the records? Access to the ship's archives can only be authorized by the dynasty's heir. I'll meet with both of you immediately. Thank you, Lord Captain. Your Lordship, Proctor Anthar is interfering in the work of the crew. He is intimidating and threatening them, demanding access to the ship's sealed archives. And as for his dog, Vicious pauses, shifting her gaze to the cybermastiff and tucking her hand behind her back. I humbly request that you take action. Vicious, what's wrong with your hand? Allow me to explain. The Boxmaster tried to pet Glato, which activated his self-defense protocol. As a result, I had to step away from my duties to have my implants replaced, esteemed Proctor. I already apologized. In any case, what happened was the expected outcome from unauthorized contact with a living weapon of the Adeptus Arbites. It's just, why did you try to pet Glato? I didn't. This is the first time you've ever seen the Voxmaster so agitated. I did not try to pet him. It is not customary to keep such cyber beasts on a void ship, Lord Captain. This is my first encounter with such a creature. That Glato, it was following me all over the bridge. And you decide to interfere with his work protocol. He just cast Solomon a cold glance before continuing. I had studied the archives and found mention of a ritual to establish contact that involved an offering of physical interaction with the beast. You are literally talking about bribery. A pointless act. Cybermastiffs cannot be bribed, and neither can arbitrators. Solomon, stop interrupting at once. Just reprimand yourself with a note on your personnel file. Glato is a combat cybermastiff, property of the Adeptus Arbites, not some beast. Beside both of you. Solomon, stop interrupting. Like, she's trying to explain what happened. I don't need him jumping in. Solomon, stop interrupting at once. The Proctor nods briefly. Solomon, why are you sabotaging the work of the crew? I was compelled to intervene as Glato had intercepted a suspicious signal. The encrypted message contained the word heresy and fugitive. I managed to trace the signal back to the Voxmaster's workstation. I needed to dispatch Glato on a reconnaissance mission to obtain new evidence and, ultimately, to ensure your safety. In other words, you sent the beast to follow me. I questioned the crew in the Voxmaster's absence and established that the wanted bulletins sent by the Imperial Navy were being completely ignored. I suspect that Senior Officer Toloman is abusing your trust. You have to say that, Bijdis. Did you know that one of the Voidsmen was a fugitive heretic? Toloman, what are you suggesting? What do you have to say to that, Bijdis? Bijdis presses her hands together. Reports of fugitive criminals, which number in the hundreds, are of low priority. What's more, I know that Lord Captain Theodora was most adamant on the matter. If you forgive me, her exact words were, "We are not Grok's damned bounty hunters." The Proctor would know that if he had brought his questions to me, rather than interrogating astropaths and comms officers. To be fair, whatever Theodora's policy was, you should have checked with me, because I'm not Theodora. As for the Vox transmissions, the frequency on which the senior officers communicate is encrypted. I alerted the staff to the situation with the Voidsman, who was brought to you on the bridge to stand trial. Need to remind the Lord Captain that Proctor Anthar has no authority to access transmissions conducted by senior officers on the Rogue Trader's flagship, not to mention that the signal was wrongfully intercepted. Did you know that one of the Voidsmen was a fugitive heretic? No, Lord Captain. He was not on the list of wanted criminals in the Koronus Expanse. I assume it was because of the relative insignificance of the heresies he was accused of by the Calixian authorities. Perhaps Proctor Anthar had information to which the Imperial Navy does not have access. Solomon, what are you suggesting? Your flagship is untouchable for external inspections because of its high status, and criminals are taking advantage of that. You need an internal audit. You need to pull up the archives of wanted bulletins and double-check the crew records. That is the only way to identify and eliminate potential threats to you. This is madness for a ship whose officer corps alone comprises hundreds of people. The work hours that would be required for such an audit. Listen to you and I'm ready to make a decision. Bijdis and Solomon look at you expectantly. I get where they're both coming from. I don't know. There's no need for any audit. I trust my officers to keep everything under control. Solomon, you will be granted access to the archives and lead an audit of my crew. I mean, if he wants to waste his time on that, as long as he doesn't kill anyone. But if he finds a criminal and brings them to me, I don't have an issue with that. I don't want to waste my officers' time on that. Bijdis, you and Janrus will double-check all the crew on your own. Do not involve me in the Do not involve the Proctor. Solomon, this is not some filthy hive backwater. You will cease your self-righteous investigations at once, and you had better hope I hear no further complaints about your conduct. I'm going to give him permission, and I hope that he will not start killing people. But he can lead an audit. I think that is the reasonable choice. As you command, Rogue Trader. But I suspect he will overstep his boundaries and start killing people, and I'm going to be upset. Alright, on to Kranok. Insect-like creatures. Yep, seen that one before. So now we can go over here to Dargonus, right? Yeah. Where we have a mission we need to take care of. Or some event. So what's the latest on Dargonus? Requires the Lord Captain's decision. New outpost. Planetary authorities wish to found a new settlement that would expand their influence on the planet. No other information. We can approve the plan. We will gain 2 efficiency, which we're already maxed on. We could support the construction with resources. It would cost us 2 plasteel, of which we have tons, and would give us 3 efficiency that we don't need. Or we can inspire the people to support the construction efforts. It would take 5 complacency to give us 3 efficiency. We don't have the complacency to give up. I'll use 2 plasteel to give us more efficiency that we don't need. Support the construction with resources. The scale of the new complex will exceed the architect's original designs. You're welcome. Is there any new projects that I can do while I'm here? Yes. We could do Holy Prophet. Praising muses or pleasing the tired. So this requires Bastion. Secret layer. Okay, so none of these are going to block me off from our final tier options. The date of the payment of the tithe approaches. However, by making use of the corrupt practices of the Administratum, one could find a way to keep both the psykers and the thrones. Ugh. Probably not. Praising the muses, the patronage of the architects and other artists will allow for the creation of amazing and monumental works marked with the Rogue Trader's likeness. That sounds fine, and boosts our profit factor at the cost of plasteel, of which we have lots, and adamantine, of which we have some but not a ton. Sure. Get started on that. So from here, we should be able to jump to other locations. We could get down here to these areas quickly. Let's head up here. Forewarning. What are you forewarning? Several ships have vanished in the Litoribum Maledicta. Astropaths from across the expanse are broadcasting alarming warnings to each other about an unknown threat in the region. Alright, let's head up there. See what's going on. Your Lordship, I am pleased to inform you that the Heartless is fully repaired. Its hull has been considerably reinforced, and after a complete cycle of tech litanies, the fighter craft in its hangar now eagerly awaits the chance to show their worth in battle. Thanks. More stuff we've read before. Engine extract transform into exotic gardens. Let's see what's going on with forewarning. I'm assuming it's this Hulk. Points of interest, unforeseen event. Is that what we're looking for? We've already explored all of these, or is it the Hulk? Let's check out the Hulk first. If there's nothing there, we'll go to the planet and check out the unforeseen event. A strange vessel enveloped in a pale orchid mist sails past the stained glass windows of the captain's bridge. A familiar coat of arms appears on its thoroughly dented, ragged hull. The House von Valentius coat of arms. The Augur crew reports that this is the Lightseeker, an expedition void ship tasked with exploring the planets of the Koronus Expanse. The vessel disappeared without trace over 600 years ago. The telemetry shows that the decks are empty and devoid of life, with no crew detected. The sight of the ancient void ship causes a throbbing headache and inexplicable disgust. Where did it vanish for all those centuries, and how did it end up here? The Voxmaster reports that the elders of her clan told her tales about the Lightseeker. The legendary void ship has discovered plenty of bountiful worlds where the most profitable extractiums were later installed. The vessel brought countless riches to the von Valentius protectorate in the past, but its sudden reappearance after 600 years of oblivion seems wrong and dangerous. High Factotum Janus Danrock confirms the Lightseeker is still a part of the von Valentius fleet. In other circumstances, the Factotum would have insisted on reclaiming the property of the protectorate, but who knows what had happened to the vessel during the centuries it was lost. The dark powers of the cosmos, or even the warp itself, could have corrupted the void ship. Worried whisper of the crew are silenced by an urgent alert. The ship is rapidly changing course. While closely watching the Lightseeker's maneuvers, your seneschal becomes certain the vessel is preparing to attack. Abelard has heard a lot of bountiful worlds discovered by the void ship's crew, but he doubts the same brave voidsmen are at the helm now. Whatever dark powers are controlling the vessel, one thing is clear: it is a threat. The rogue trader needs to engage the unknown enemy and recapture the property of the von Valentius dynasty. Wolfar is adamant that any void ship that spent the past 600 centuries beyond the Veil is corrupted beyond salvation. He says it must be destroyed at once. So we can try to establish communications with the void ship, or don't let the Lightseeker attack first, take an advantageous position and engage. I'm going to attempt to communicate. Prodigious sends one signal after another using Lightseeker's crew, urging Lightseeker's crew to establish contact to no avail. The short delay is enough for the possessed void ship to assume an advantageous position as it prepares to engage your vessel. That's fine. Didn't think we'd be able to communicate with it, but I had to try, just in case.
You are going to do better with them, in this crude vessel.
Pyrokinetic madness. All of your shots missed? Hitting but doing no damage. There we go, finally some damage. Now this is probably a problem if we just drive through it, but I don't really have an option not to. Zero to 12 damage. You have really good shields.
This one's going down.
Never mind. You're gonna be dead soon.
Fire the large batteries!
So that'll be 4 shots. 3 shots of 33 or 4 shots of 21. I don't know. Go here and take these shots, I think.
Another salvo!
Not quite dead. Let's see what a warp wave does to you.
The dark void
There you go.
will erase their colors.
And we'll need to repair ourselves, of course. 37 scrap, sure. Alright. Now I guess we just want to get down to all of these systems. So if we get back down to here, then we can safely travel to here. Yeah. Tech Bruce reported a brief malfunction in the Geller field generator that left the vessel exposed to the warp for a brief second. According to the Enforcer, reports something did manage to get into the ship and is now prowling the dark corridors of Loading Bay 5. Isolate the chamber, send patrols in, or ignore the reports. Let's isolate the chamber. Apparently what we did before. Part of the ship was isolated from the rest until it left the warp at the end of the journey. After the vessel emerged in real space, the chamber was unsealed. It was intact, with the exception of the crew who had barricaded themselves in a far corner of Loading Bay 5 and bravely resisted the unknown assailants for as long as they could. The remains have been safely disposed of. During a period designated as the night shift, the air throughout the ship suddenly turned stale. Those who were awakened reported feeling incredibly tired. Those who were asleep later reported having horrible nightmares. Sister Argenta, one of the Lord Captain's personal retinue, was found in her cabin, pale, crying, and caught up in a waking dream. Another one that we've read before. Let's see. If I teleport to here, it's 2 jumps to there. Otherwise 3 jumps. So yeah, we'll jump to here. And technically this could be the location of Spoils of Prudence. Maybe. I guess any of these could be. Well, we have an auger anomaly there. What do we know about Spoils of Prudence? The Curiosity Merchant mentioned an explorator tech priest he had known but lost contact with who owned a cyber beast equipped with an unusual protocol. Perhaps the rogue trader will be able to track him down in System Speculo. System Speculo, so it'll be that one. Alright, we'll ignore that for now and head over here. Odd that it's saying it's somewhere in this region when we were told specifically it was that system. That'll get us to whatever this event is. Elusive plunders the homunculus' prism